It's your boy Biggie here, and I'm with
Matt George.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice
So
to meet
I was
you.
looking you up yesterday, and I saw you were the CEO of a children's hospital.
I ran a place called the Children's Home for many years. I was in the nonprofit business taking care of people for 30 years in my career.
That's cool. That's cool. So did you play any sports when you were a kid?
I love baseball. I love tennis and baseball. They're my favorite, but I still love watching baseball all the time. My son plays baseball. It's my favorite sport.
Nice, nice. So I see you got a Harvard shirt on. Do you teach Harvard?
I actually work at Harvard Business School, and so I work in something called exec ed. And so I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. I work with a lot of people that are in Fortune 500 companies, some of the biggest companies in the world. And Harvard's one of the biggest brands in the world. So it's pretty cool to actually say that you're associated with a place that has the legacy in the name of Harvard.
That's cool. That's cool. So what's the biggest advice somebody's ever given you?
Well, I think the biggest advice is taking care of people. Just make sure that you're always respectful to people. Make sure that you don't bully people. And just make sure that you have fun and make sure the person next to you has just as much of a good time as you do. And if you do that, then you're going to have a lot of friends and you're going to have a lot of smiles on your face.
Nice. So you're an amazing person, but so I know you're talking about the MLB players, right?
Right.
So do you know them personally? Is it just
I am lucky enough to have worked with some major Hall of Fame baseball players. So Ryan Sandberg of the Cubs, Andre Dawson of the Cubs, Lee Smith, Ozzie Smith, Bob Gibson, Lou Brock. The list goes on. And what happens in my business is I got all of these athletes and I asked them to help people, help our community. They all came to my events. I had NFL players, I had baseball players, I had basketball players, and it was really a great way to be in the business of helping people. And at the same time, I got to see all my heroes growing up. So I probably have met maybe 25 or 30 baseball Hall of Famers, and they've all signed stuff for me and all have done videos. And it's just really been an honor and a blessing to be able to do that.
do you collect baseball cards?
Oh, it's my favorite thing. So I collect with my son now, but I've been collecting baseball cards since I was your age. So I'm a Cubs fan and a Yankees fan. So I love the Yankees, and Derek Jeter was my all-time favorite player, and Mariano Rivera was my favorite player. But I like the Hall of Fame guys. So I collected Hank Aaron and Willie Mays and Jackie Robinson and Lou Brock and Bob Gibson and all of those guys that you can think of that are just legends, and then all of the Yankees and the Cubs. And so the Cubs had some great teams with Ryan Sandberg at the same time as the Cardinals had Ozzie Smith and Lonnie Smith and Keith Hernandez and all of those great teams, Willie McGee. So I collected all those. And what's fun about collecting is you not only can collect your favorite players, but I've just collected guys that I thought were going to be Hall of Famers too. And sometimes you're right, and sometimes you're wrong.
So, are your baseball cards rookies or they still playing?
Well, I have a lot of old cards, and I also have a lot of rookie cards. So, like current guys that I have are some of the guys that have played in the last 5 years. One of my favorite players is Mookie Betts. One of my favorite players is Mike Trout, Shohei. There's just a lot of the young Cubs players, and so there's what's great about baseball is there's so many great people in the farm system that they bring up these young guys. And right now the hot one's Jackson Holiday, and so I'm like, oh, this is cool, now I can root for him. And I just love rooting for people. I never root against anybody. I'm always for, especially in professional sports, I'm for just a great game, having fun, and making sure everybody's good.
Have you gone to a lot of MLB games?
I have been lucky enough to go to probably 30 games in my life. I got to go to a lot of cool sports events. I went to 6 or 7 Super Bowls, I think 7 Super Bowls. I saw the Olympics. I got to go see professional tennis players play and basketball. I saw Michael Jordan play 20 times in person.
Michael Jordan?
Yes, yes. So I was blessed and I was lucky because of the business that I was in of nonprofit. I got to work with a lot of these athletes because they do a lot of good things. You only hear about a lot of the bad things they do, but what happens too though is they actually do good things. And a lot of these guys care, men and women care for their community. Like Caitlin Clark right now in Iowa, and she's going to the WNBA. I don't understand why some people just don't like her. What's going to be great about her is she's going to bring smiles to communities everywhere she goes across the world. And that's what it's about. It's about making sure that communities and people are taken care of.
So, if like you had somebody to give inspiration, what would you give them?
Well, I would say you always have to work hard and have hope. That those are, I think, very two important words. The other one is to know that no matter who you are, everybody has a bad day, and that's why I said earlier in this interview is, if you're having a bad day, Biggie, it's my job to pick you up and make sure that you're happy by the end of the day, and that's what it's about. It's taking care of people. All right,
Yep.
good job, bud.
Thank you.
All right.